Eric started cutting some hay this morning while I hauled a few steers to the processing plant. I'm bringing him lunch, and then gonna go get the other tractor and join him. Finish getting this hay laid down. Fingers crossed we'll have some good weather this week. A majority of this will be wrapping, so we'll be baling it within the next day or two. And then there is some of it that we were going to try to dry out, weather permitting. Cooked you lunch.
Lunchtime? I figured you'd bring a 5-hour energy.
That's in about 3 more hours. Eric's been cutting a little bit this morning, and it looks like pollen is back. We'll swap out with Eric. He's gonna run back, get our other tractor and cutter, come back, and we'll get this field knocked out. Backup has arrived. This field here that we're cutting is just probably about a mile from our actual farm. We don't own this property here, but we cut it for hay. We started cutting this one last year, and I had a lot of weeds in it last year, and so we've done some work on it. It's got a lot more ryegrass in it for the first cutting this year. Looks a whole lot better. It still has a little ways to go, but pretty proud of how everything looks. This should really pump out some good hay. Like I said earlier, our plan is to wrap a majority of this, and then we're gonna dry out just a little bit of it. Eric's gone, he's on the other side of the driveway, so there's a whole other little section over there that he's gonna start cutting. I'll finish up this section here and then go join him over there. But middle of the afternoon, pretty day, a little cool in Alabama, but we should be able to get all this cut. Eric's got to go to a baseball game this evening. We got to get PLT put in our chicken houses either later today or first thing in the morning. Baby chickens are coming back tomorrow morning, 7 of our 8 houses. So between hay and chickens and juggling families, it's gonna be a busy week. We got it all laid down with a few minutes to spare. We're about to head back to the house. Got to go to town. The boys have baseball games today. Eric's got one, or Eric's son Landon has one in Bowden. My son Parker's got one in Carrollton. So heading to town for baseball, get back home, get ready to do chickens tomorrow. We'll be out here. One of us will be fluffing and probably baling some hay the next 2 days after that. Kind of cool at night. It's getting down in the low 40s. The daytime right now is upper 60s, so don't know how quickly it'll dry out, but we'll bale it when we can. In the hay field this evening. This is our second cutting, or our second field that we're cutting this year. We actually cut this yesterday. We were planning on baling it tomorrow, but it's been really bad windy today, and so this hay's dried out a lot faster than we wanted to. We're in the probably 40 to 50% moisture range, so Eric had to go to a ball game with his son tonight, but he's on his way now. Been doing a little bit of raking. We had to call in some backups. Eric's Uncle Mac came and raked for us. He's the one that built all the chicken houses that Eric and I own now. So he came and raked for a while for me while I baled. Now Eric should be pulling up pretty much any minute now. We're gonna keep on baling, probably bale as much as we can on into the night. We don't typically bale after dark, but we're making an exception today. I'm gonna get back to raking a little bit, and hopefully Eric's gonna pull up here in a few minutes, and we'll try to get some videos. Don't know how it's gonna work out baling hay at night, but as you can see, gotten a good bit done. Back over there on that hill, I haven't baled it yet. So basically what I did was we started raking what was the best quality hay that was here, just to go ahead and get it baled, and we'll wrap it tomorrow.
Nighttime baling. This right here reminds me of that song by Larry Fleet, Where I Find God. This is those moments right here for me. Out here, basically in the middle of nowhere, by yourself, rolling up hay in the middle of the night. It's pretty cool. Well, it's not the middle of the night yet, but we're headed that way. Yo, go check out Larry Fleet. He's a stud. Working Man, that's a good song. Look at that. Got the moon out. I'm actually just gonna sit here in a Land Cruiser and act like I'm doing something while being bales hay. How many times Ben has said, I'm riding in a cab tractor today, guys. He sure does always point out when he's not in a cab tractor. He is tonight. This is the first time I've ever checked hay moisture in headlights.
I was about to ask you that.
Crinkling.
What do you think it's gonna be?
42.
You said 42, I'll say 38. 45.
Perfect.
What'd you say, 42?
Yeah.
You were way off.
Yeah. Hey, but I won the showcase.
I don't really know if y'all can see me or not. How's that? We got that next little section all raked up. I'm a decent amount ahead of Eric, so we'll take a break raking just for a few minutes. Don't like to get too much raked up ahead of the baler. You never know when you may run into problems, have a bunch of hay raked up, and you know, want to be able to bale whatever is raked. So I'm gonna ease on up here. One tricky thing about baling and raking in the dark, our tractors have lights on them, but we're not really set up for a lot of nighttime work. We could use some LED lights, but you got to really watch when you're driving around with a rake like that. You got hay bales all over the place. if I ran Eric's rake, new rake, in one of these hay bales, if I even scratched it, this is probably the last video y'all ever see me on. So if I go missing after this video, y'all know what probably happened. Well, I don't know if y'all can really see us or not, but what time is it? 11:01. We made it to the ditch, which is about where we were wanting to make it. In the morning, we'll finish up this little section up here. On the other side of the driveway will be dry hay, so it may bale tomorrow afternoon, but we're pretty much wanting to get all this baled and wrapped tomorrow. Pulling back up in the hay field. And get some tractors cranked. Let them start warming up. It's a little bit chilly.
Funeral of Mrs. Ramona Gale Warren Lanier, age 84.
We're back rolling this morning. Well, I say we. I'm raking. Eric will be here in just a minute to start baling, but we usually try to get a little bit raked up ahead of the baler. Check some moistures. We're in the mid-30s right now. Just a little bit lower than where we want to be, but sometimes you got to work what you got. We could have stayed on into the night last night and kept baling, but then we'd have been worthless today. Not that we're worth much anyway, but so we got plans to finish up all this on this side of the driveway. We've got to go get our wrapper, haul this. Luckily, we've got a very short haul. We've got some extra help lined up for today, so that'll be nice. We're gonna be raking, rolling, hauling, wrapping. Busy day. We'll check out one of these bales and see how we're doing on our size. Our moisture probe is reading mid 30% moisture. I'm not sure I believe it though. You can move it a little bit. That's still some heavy bales, and those are, they're probably baling right at about 50 inches. We were debating going up on our bale size. You know, it just helps out that much more. Less bales to bale, less to wrap, more to feed. We'll see what Eric wants. Hello? Okay. Yeah, I'll go do that. I'd say just stay where you are on bale size. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. All right, see you. Got to go do a few little repairs to our open cab tractor that we're going to line hay bales up with. Got a couple people lined up to come help us. So I'm far enough ahead on raking right now. I'm going to leave Eric with it for a few minutes and then we'll be back. What do you set it on? 8? 7? 205 bales, that's what we got wrapped up.
Still got something to go, but we're gonna try it out.
So the side of the driveway we were wanting to get done, we're done with it. It's all hauled, it's all wrapped. On the other side of the driveway, armadillo hole, we're around 22 to 25% moisture right now probably. So we're gonna let it sit for the rest of the day. Come over here tomorrow, probably lunchtime or a little before. Get it raked up.
Ditch.
Watch out for that ditch. We're gonna get it raked up, bale it, hopefully 60-inch bales, and haul it to an old chicken house where we store our dry hay. What do you think about the hay so far?
I mean, it's leaps and bounds better than our first cutting over here last year. Our first cutting over here last year, this is the second year we're able to cut this field. But our first cutting over here last year was basically just getting rid of the weeds from the way it was maintained before. So the improvement I thought was tenfold of what it was, and I hope next year it's even that much better. So the yield on that really, I mean, what we could GPS, but that's probably roughly 30 acres. When you think
That we have baled?
Yeah,
Probably.
roughly.
Probably so.
I mean, we were close to 7 bales an acre.
Yeah.
I would say it was right at 7 bales an acre, and that's with chicken litter. And some of it, when I put chicken litter on it, it was too wet to run on some of those hills. I put 17 loads over here. There's over 40 acres total. I put 17 loads out where I usually would put 20, 21 loads. So if it were sprayed the way it should be sprayed, we probably would have gotten 9 bales, at least an acre.
We're tossing around the idea of hitting this with commercial fertilizer.
But that's with a 52-inch bale of haylage now. That's not a 60-inch bale. That's a 52-inch yielding 7 an acre.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, sorry.
Probably still at least 5 an acre though.
No, it'd be more than that. Yeah, probably.
5.23.
Yeah, I'll run it.
Anyway, we're tossing around the idea of hitting this with commercial fertilizer instead of chicken litter, seeing if it helps cut down on some weeds. I don't know.
Which feels like a sin to me, but
Yeah, I'm having to.
it almost feels like buying a Massey Ferguson.
You know, they get the job done.
Well, they say
for some
sleeping with the
people.
enemy.
Yeah. Let us know if you use commercial fertilizer versus chicken litter or neither.
The reason we use chicken litter is just
We have a lot.
we have a lot. It's available. It's it's cheap. All it costs us is the diesel fuel to haul it over here and to load it and the time. So
Which is a lot though.
yeah. COVID.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take it to the house, go check on some chickens, and maybe the wife's cooked us some supper.
Probably.
We'll be back baling tomorrow. Y'all stay with us.
I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
We bale hay till midnight.
What you think?
Some of it's ready, some of it's not. It's 16 to 19% on like that, but see that color change?
Uh-huh.
It says 47%.
Really?
Yeah. There's some over there at the woods, it's 55%. It's in the shade.
Is it real weedy?
Yeah.
See all the dust coming up off of that bale? We're baling our dry hay. We've upped our bale size We're gonna do these about 60 inches. These won't be nearly as heavy, so we're gonna go a little bit bigger on them. That's a pretty bale.
About 61 inches, 61. It's about that on.
We are close to being done with our dry hay. Been raking it up. Eric's been baling it. We got it on 60-inch bales. If y'all hear that, got the air compressor running in the back of the truck. I'm basically following Eric around because the back tire of the tractor is just about shot. So we don't have much hay left to finish up over here. Maybe 5 bales, but about every 10 or 15 minutes, we're having to put a little air in that tire. We're struggling. Story of our life. So it's this back tire right here. It has a tube in it, but it's leaking pretty bad around the valve stem. I guess he needs his door cleaned out. He wanted me to be the one sneezing. Try it and see. See that back tire? The sidewall has a hole in it in 2 different places. That just happened today. It hadn't been like that. It happened probably about 30 minutes ago. We just got this little section here, and then that last little section across the driveway. Almost out of air and out. No pressure. 10 pounds. I think I'll go ahead and take that baler off before it goes flat. We're out of gas on it. I think it's got a little bit. Might not. Don't know if y'all saw it, but I'm not going to tell Eric that I didn't have the gas on. That's why it cut off. That gas can is up there close to that rabbit. It's in the side street. Maybe it's got enough to get us through. luckily, we are very close to the house. Probably not even a mile. So the plan is to just put air in the tire. Eric's gonna try to make it back to the barn, get the baler unhooked, then we'll figure out something to do on the tire. I finished up all of our hay. Got everything baled up. We'll haul these dry bales tomorrow. And then get ready to cut another field. Go check out this view right quick. It's pretty over here when the sun's going down. All the hay's been cut. I wanted to do some drone footage so that way y'all could see an aerial view when we're out there baling or with all the bales done, but it's one of those things that just takes more time when you get the drone out, and we were pressed for time already, so I didn't get to it, but we'll get some drone footage for y'all at some point this season.